Hey, slashers and scream queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
And we just came from SeaWorld.
Yeah, and like the weirdest shit just happened. Like, we were having the best day of our lives. We were watching all the fishes and stuff. And then, like, I guess it was a shark attack.
I guess. But we remember we got locked up and shit, and like we almost drowned.
Yeah, and I mean I was cruising through the bathrooms, but like that's none of no one's business. But like,
Yeah, what are you doing in the bathrooms?
Nothing. But like the I don't understand. It's like we're in Orlando. How does a shark get into SeaWorld through the ocean?
Honestly, I don't understand. But it was really cool that you can go under the water and shit.
It must have flown.
You flew?
Not me, the shark.
Was it swimming in the sky or flying?
That's a good question. What does it do? Like?
Wait, what does it do underwater? Is it flying underwater or swimming?
It's swimming. If perspective-wise, maybe flying.
Fly for the fish.
Okay, so you think that fish are like flying, but for crabs they're walking and flying and stuff?
I'm assuming because like the crabs is looking up like, damn, what the fuck?
I'm so disappointed. I was told that I was gonna see Ursula and Ariel at SeaWorld, and I did it.
No,
and then a shark attacked, and I was like, how? Where did you guys get the shark from? It's like, oh, it came through the ocean. But I was like, the ocean's not connected to SeaWorld in Orlando. That makes no sense. If I pull up a map here on the green screen that we don't have, it's like right 100 here. Miles in the middle of Florida. Like, that's not possible.
We're literally like an hour away.
There's no canal.
You know what? We still are here to do this episode.
Yeah, we
because we survived this amazing attack that happened at SeaWorld, allegedly.
Because we didn't get in the water.
No. And what did we watch today, Carlos?
We watched Jaws 3. Or, for the ones that put on the glasses, Jaws 3D.
Whoa, we're coming over. Be careful.
Some of y'all want me to come to the screen. I know.
Oh my God. So Jaws 3D.
Yeah. Directed by Joe Alves, who was the production designer and second unit director of Jaws 1 and 2.
So he's like, bro, let's make it. We don't need Steven Spielberg.
Nope. But Jaws 3 was his only directorial debut and the only movie he ever directed.
Holy shit.
Which explains why the movie is blurry half the time, because he couldn't focus the damn camera, apparently. Joe, it's okay, though. We forgive you.
Do we? I don't think Steven Spielberg forgets his ass.
I don't know. Also, this movie was written by Richard Madison, Carl Gottlieb, and Gordo Trueblood. Good show, I hear. With a budget of $20 million, it will gross apparently $87.9 million. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 11 and an audience score of 17.
Yep.
Now.
Also, Letterboxd 1.8. I was like, Ey! IMDb 3.7 out of 10. Yeah. Jesus.
Now, this movie takes place in SeaWorld.
Yep.
Which, cool concept.
Yeah, I was like, okay, a shark in the ocean, gonna kill everybody. Like,
right.
That's cool. Sounds awesome. Epic.
But before we got the Jaws 3 that we know to love or hate today, there was another movie that was in production before Jaws 3. That was going to be called Jaws 3 People Zero.
Oh, wait, I kind of like that title. That sounds dope.
Right. So I, your horror daddy, decided to do research for this movie, a lot of research.
Oh, that's why the house smelled like smoke. Your brain wasn't working.
Shut the fuck up. Because
boom,
nothing
roasted.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Because nothing happens in this movie. Not a lot happens in this movie. So I decided to dig in. I bought this book a few months ago called Untold Horror by a lot of people. But it's basically movie that were in hell development that never got made. And Jaws 3 People Zero is in this book. And I thought it would be cool to share with y'all the story of before Jaws 3D.
That would be fucking cool. I would love to hear. I know you told me there's a lot of tea.
Yeah.
A lot of juicy drama that happened.
Yeah. So, and I wrote all of it down. Made it my own story, whatever. So in 1975, we got Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg, as we all know and love.
Of course.
With a budget of $9 million, Jaws made $470 million.
Yep, and I think $45,000 of his own money too, or something like that.
Yeah.
Some crazy
So,
money.
and that was one of the biggest first summer blockbusters. So the success of Jaws opened the door for a lot of imitations. Examples, Orca.
Is Jaw the prequel to Jaws?
Shut the fuck up! I'm doing my history report. I'm doing my history report. You class clown. Let me concentrate. Thank you. So it opened the door for a lot of imitations. So then an independent producer by the name of Rogue Corman, at the time he had a script by John Sayles that was given to a young filmmaker named Joe Dante.
Oh.
Now the script was for Piranhas in 77.
Oh, like the original Piranhas?
Yes. Which was made for about $6,000, and Piranhas made $16 million. So with that, makes it a success.
Gotcha.
Which
Yeah.
is less than $1 million.
Yeah, it made money still.
And then a couple of months after, so Jaws 2 came out a couple of months before Piranha.
Gotcha.
And Jaws 2 only had a budget of $30 million, but only made like 2 something.
Oh.
So producers Richard D. Zanuck and David Brown were worried about the returns of Jaws 2 because to them that was kind of a flop from the first one, which technically no, it still made money. And it's also the sequel thing where sequels sometimes don't do as much as original movies because they're known to be just people trying to make more money out of what now they're trying to make a franchise, if you think of it that way.
Halloween 2.
Yes. So they were trying to figure out a way to take this franchise.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay. So
I mean, look at all the ideas of a shark, right? There's so much you can do with it, right?
Yeah. So, in this time era, they saw that the box office age was actually targeted toward young adults,
of course,
and a lot of comedies at this time. So, like comedy, goofy party movies where they were aimed at the youth. For example, John Landis' National Lampoon Animal House movie, which made $120 million on a budget of $3 million.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So where are we going with this?
It's probably raunchy comedies too, like because like the National Lampoon. I mean, I watch Vacation and all that. It's like titties,
but those weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
So I know it gets good, y'all. It gets good. So Animal House was produced by Matthew Simmons, who was the co-founder of National Lampoon magazine in 1970. He became a hot producer thanks to the film, and he happened to be old friends with David Brown. Now, David Brown was a producer for Jaws, blah, blah, blah. Are you following?
Yeah, I'm following.
Names?
I think
okay, cool. So one day, they both were in New York. They made up for lunch, and they were floating an idea for Jaws.
Okay. Oh, floating.
Or to make a film with Richard and David.
Yeah.
Or Matthew. So basically, sorry. So
Matthew, Richard, and
right. Sorry. So yeah, David was floating an idea to make a film with his other friend, Richard and Matty. So Simmons throws the idea of Jaws 3, People Zero.
I love that title. That's a good title.
Yep. And he quotes, and I have the quote on my phone because it's a lot of writing.
I feel you.
He quotes, nothing, and blah, 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 let me see. Blah, 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 sorry, y'all. I should have been more prepared for this book report, but I'm not.
Yeah, I think your grade's going down. I don't know. But
so the movie will open like this. Peter Benchley, who wrote the original story, runs out of his house, dives into his pool, and disappears. And you see a fin swimming around in the pool. And that's the opening scene.
What the fuck? I love that because it kind of also plays on that stupid fear that like, oh, there's going to be a shark in the pool.
Right. So then, and then I think Brown said, and then I went on, and it went on from there, and he's looking at me like I'm serious, and I was kidding, but he says he loved it, and it's hilarious, and he runs to the phone and calls Dick. Dick, I guess, was another producer.
Gotcha. Oh
So Zanuck and Brown meet with the head of Universal at the time, who is Ned Tannen. Ned gives the project the green light with Simmons in charge from National Lampoon. So now it's Universal and National Lampoon working together.
Wow.
Because that's interesting.
Yeah.
And so he green light Simmons in charge of it with the title of Jaws 3 People Zero, The Unmaking of a Legend.
Oh, the unmaking. I see.
So then Simmons decides to bring on Joe Dante to direct it.
Okay.
Right.
So it's the same director then. They were wait. What was the director for this one?
For
again?
this one, Joe Alves.
Oh, Alves. Okay.
Joe Dante will sound familiar.
I was gonna say, sounds familiar.
You'll hear it late. Other than Piranhas, wait till the end. You'll see why. So Joe Dante was asked to do Jaws 3 People Zero after the success of Piranha. He was being asked to do aquatic horror. He's actually being approached by multiple people to do other aquatic horror imitations like Orca 2, which never happened, and Barracuda, which actually is a movie.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. So Jaws opened the door for a lot. And then those actually, came and went. Some of them didn't work out. But Jaws 3 People Zero is about a company making a fake shark movie, but there's a real shark. Which is very interesting. That is very meta.
It's meta.
In a way, before Scream 3 became... It's like Scream 3.
Yeah, literally.
They're making a movie, but there's a real ghost face.
Like, I wonder, obviously we always remember Scream being like the meta horror movie, right? That changed horror. But my thing is there's probably been meta movies before.
Jason Lives is a perfect example, but
meta.
this is even before this.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Or after this. So Simmons brings on Todd Carroll and John Hughes to write the movie. Now, John Hughes is known for Pretty in Pink and Home Alone.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
So Tannen approved a $2 million pre-production budget. So Hughes and Carroll get to business to writing. Now, Jaws 3 People Zero opens up with Peter Benchley, like I mentioned earlier, the writer of the 1974 novel. And he helped with Jaws.
Gotcha.
So he's the author of the novel, and Peter decides to take a break from writing the sequel and decides to take a dip in the pool, only to be eaten by a shark, leaving behind the unfinished script of Jaws 3. This leads to the fictional Jaws 3 curse as the shark goes through the movie, eating anyone who is involved with Jaws 3.
Fuck? They really said fuck everything. Let's just go fucking bonkers with this. Really bonkers.
Yep. So some scenes that parody in the movie are the beach party scene in Jaws.
Of course.
And the scene where the shark has his stomach open.
Oh.
Now, in this script, the things that we're going to find inside of the shark, and I wrote a few: a telephone,
of course,
a McDonald's bag full of burgers, a potted plant, power mower, a violin, a fishbowl with a goldfish in it, etc.
What the? It's like a random shit. So it's
comedic shit.
It's totally like a parody movie where it's just really ridiculous, over and over.
So the movie then got so silly that there was a rewrite. That rewrites were done. And I think this was supposed to be, this is part of the script where Jaws 3 was about a space alien fish who decides to become a chiropractor.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, that's totally
so
crazy.
So the movie started getting weird.
It's that comedic point where it's like, there's no return.
I think comedies at the time, they were a thing, but I don't think they were So it gets to a point here where they kind of explain of why they thought this wouldn't work, because Scary Movie wasn't a thing yet either.
Yeah, but parody movies have always been a thing. There was the Naked Gun, where it was super jokey, and it was even Airplanes, which is kind of like a parody movie, and that's always been a thing. Yeah. I think Airplanes is super fucking old. Let me see, Naked Gun. It's the actor. It's the guy that plays Dracula in that comedy that one.
No, I know. Yeah.
So
Daddy Grandpa.
Yeah, 1988 was The Naked Gun, and that's Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, Airplane was in 1980.
Okay, so this was 77.
Yeah.
So parody, I guess, was starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
So that's why studios weren't probably... Okay, so so listen to this. Dante believed the script was a hit or miss due to the amount of satire. Gotcha. He remembers trying to cut and paste 5 different scripts, trying to save one.
Oh, I see.
So... Then Jaws 3 People Zero started getting casted. And we get people like Bo Derek, who was the main guy in Orca. I haven't seen Orca, but it's about the killer whale. Darlene de Puerque, Marriott Hartley, Stephen First, and Roger Bumpass. Do you know who Roger Bumpass voices?
In anything?
In pop culture.
No. Is it new?
Everyone loves this person. Or hates it's a popular cartoon show.
Cartoon? I don't know. I can.
In water.
In water?
He's the voice of Squidward.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh shit! Okay.
So it's kind of funny. He ended up being in a water cartoon.
A water cartoon. I wonder if they make jokes out of this.
Maybe.
You know, SpongeBob be doing that shit.
Mm-hmm. They also wanted a cameo from Steven Spielberg, who was supposed to be a half director because he was missing an arm and a leg because of the shark. And co-star Richard Dreyfuss, who plays Quint in Jaws.
Gotcha.
Apparently Quint or the guy Richard was down to do it. Don't know about Steven.
That man was ready for a paycheck.
Right. The climax of the movie would then take place in the ocean, and Bruce, used in Jaws, would actually work.
What?
So I don't know. That makes it sound like it was gonna be the real shark versus the mechanical shark.
That would be pretty cool.
But the shark was actually working.
Yeah, it's just like super meta, like extremely meta.
So then what happens is that tension would start to rise between National Lampoon and Brown and Zanuck, with pretty much Universal. So on what kind of movie this was going to be. Dante just got there, didn't know what the fuck was going on, and he was just handed the script, handed the storyboard.
Oh Jesus.
Movie was partially cast, and it was kind of like, oh, we're gonna get to work. And he says that he got experience learning how a studio really works. Big studios too.
Yeah.
So it was useful for the experience. Universal was saying one thing, National Lampoon was saying another. I think National Lampoon, since they were very raunchy, that's what they were trying to go. Universal was like, maybe not.
Yeah, because it's like business. They want to still keep that like
right. And also Jaws was also a big thing. Jaws was very serious and very successful. So Dante saw a big opportunity in making Jaws, but he waited too long for studio because of the studio's fighting. He also didn't want to miss the opportunity because he was still hot off Piranha. Yeah. So that's why he didn't want to let it go. Yeah. But Dante later got an offer to do The Howling. Ooh. But he didn't. He didn't want to leave Jaws. But then eventually Jaws fell apart. And it went belly up in October of 1979. Rumor has it that Steven Spielberg said, if you make this movie, I'm out of here. I'll leave Universal. So now the theory is, was it because, well, first of all, obviously they couldn't agree, but was it the Steven's last word that's like, if he leaves Universal, then there's no Steven Spielberg. Yeah. We don't get Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
We don't get, E.T., maybe?
Yeah, because I understand, like, Jaws is his baby. Like, this little movie that has been, a masterpiece in cinema and everything. So he is probably thinking, like, they're making a joke out of my baby. Like, he's taking it personally, obviously. So, like, I totally understand why would he be upset. And it's true. If he left, we would have never gotten Jurassic Park.
At least not from him.
At least. And it's like, would it even be this? It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same at all.
Or even at all, because I think he was very involved since the beginning of GP. So, yeah, if Steven would have left Universal, that would have been, movies would probably be very different today.
Yeah, for real. No,
because a lot of big hits are from him.
Jurassic
Universal.
Park was a revolutionary movie.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So, but then there's this. But if that is true, that Steven would have left, but then we would have not known what Jaws 3 People Zero would have been. But then we get Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge, which were flops.
I mean, yeah, they
so it's kind of like we don't know
how would it would taken. Like if the people would have liked it.
Right. So now the whole question is, would Jaws 3 People Zero would have worked as a comedy?
It's a risky move.
Or we stick with what we get it. And we got Jaws 3.
It's kind of funny because I do like the idea of like the crew in the set filming Jaws and make that into a joke. I totally love that idea. I understand why Spielberg would have been upset. But, oh man, that's such a good concept. I totally love that.
So, Zanuck and Brown left Universal for Fox. Simmons terminated his contract and went to produce the massive National Lampoon's Vacation series.
Okay.
And Joe Dante made the greatest werewolf movie of all time, The Howling.
Oh, shit. Nice. Wow, so they both kind of...
Which I might disagree and say second, but...
In this household, it's the second best Halloween. But that's cool. They both went in their own direction and they succeeded. Because I love the National Lampoon Vacation series. Like, all of them, I mean, especially young me, I was like, oh my God, titties. Ooh. Rewind. I'm not going to lie here. But that was how I was.
So that is the history of Jaws 3, People Zero, before we got Jaws 3, or if you watch it with glasses, Jaws 3D.
Wow. Honestly... Round of applause for Carlos's presentation.
I hope it was good.
A+. I give that an A+.
Can't. I was like, I should type this because I can never read my handwriting, but it's okay.
I mean, that's everyone's problem always. Well, you did good. I love that.
Thank you. So yeah, it's crazy because even if you think about it, would we have gotten The Howling if Joe Dante made this movie?
That's true.
The way Joe Dante made The Howling, maybe not. Even though I think An American Werewolf in London is better, but whatever. I disagree. Agree with me.
I get that. That's always the argument. Yeah, but I would have. Man, it's such a dilemma. It's like, man, would we get like a crazy bonkers Jaws, but not get like all these amazing movies?
But then we get this one. And we're going to talk about this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, we're pretty much 20 minutes in, and we're going to be done in 5 minutes.
Okay. So, Jaws 3, y'all. Characters for Jaws 3?
Yeah. So
we have one man who's very popular and the father of a ghost face.
Blew my tits out of my body, bro.
Yes, he did. His tits were everywhere, and I was like, now we got to clean this mess up, and this movie's going to take forever to fucking watch.
So we have our main character, Mr. Dennis Quaid, playing as Mike Brody. Dennis Quaid, obviously a father of a ghost face, Jack Quaid, and daddy as fuck already. We can say it right now. Daddy the movie?
Sure. Well,
that's true. We'll get there. We also got Bess Armstrong playing as Catherine Morgan, which is our secondary character. Simon McCorkindale. McCorkindale. As Fitzroyce. I'm gonna call him Fitz because
the other possible daddy.
He's possible. He looks very familiar, but I don't know where he's at.
He looks like Homelander.
He does. He kind of does. But
maybe because he's Australian.
He looks like the guy from the Batman movie, Two-Face.
Oh, that too.
He kind of looks like him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the guy from Deep Blue Sea.
Punisher.
The Punisher.
We have Louis Gossett Jr. as Calvin Bacard. I think that's his last name. Bacard. John Putch as Sean Brody. Leah Thompson as Kelly Ann Bukowski. Mike Wazowski. We got P.H. Moriarty as Jack Tate. And then we just got a bunch of random ass characters.
Yeah. Also, I want to apologize to everyone.
Yeah, please. Take the ukulele. Start making the apology song.
So before we get into this Jaws 3 movie, I hope everyone that's been with us since the beginning, we have covered already Jaws 1 and Jaws 2.
Thank you.
That's our traditional July movie. We're going to run out by next year, but whatever. I have an idea for what we can do. Anyway, in Jaws 1, I believe I said I like Jaws 2, but hate Jaws 3 and 4.
Yep.
We watched Jaws 2 the next year, and I said, damn, I don't think I like Jaws 2 very much. I think Jaws 3 is superior. Because this is what happens when I judge it. I've learned that I've come such a long way in the past years.
You've grown.
I've grown. Good. And I can say that Jaws 1 is superior. Jaws 2 is okay. It's just a sequel, but it's okay. It's not that bad. Jaws 3, what the fuck? And Jaws 4 it's actually kind of good. Like, it's actually kind of good. It's not as bad as people make it seem. Yes, the shark roars. Yes, the shark comes out of the water like it's standing on his fin. But it's actually kind of good. It's like the Halloween Ends of the Jaws series. Like, I was telling him that I compare these movies to the new Halloween timeline. You get Halloween, Jaws, masterpieces. Then you get Halloween 2018 and Jaws 2. Sequels, okay, they're not bad. It's good. We get more of the character, but it's still a good movie. Halloween Ends, what the fuck? Jaws 3, what the fuck? And then Halloween Kills. And then Halloween Ends surprises you. It changes the story. It's like about revenge. And like Jaws 4, the whole telepathy, I don't know we're not talking about it. But like mom being Laurie Strode going after the shark and the shark coming after her.
But you also can get the telepathy from Michael and the name?
And Corey. Like it's amazing how comparable they are.
Splash cut to next year. So okay, Jaws 4. Jaws 4 isn't that great. I
would love that, and you would have to clip this.
I'll cut every episode. Well, 1 and 2 we didn't have. One we didn't have. It was just audio.
Yeah, there's no clip.
So, but that's fine. I can still make something.
I will say I really love our thumbnail for Jaws 2. I know. I really love it.
Your Bad Bunny baby.
I look like a bad bitch. Okay, but Jaws 3.
We really had to do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So we open on underwater shots. We get a fish that gets eaten in 3D, and we get the title card, and it crunches at you with its mouth. It's Jaws 3D.
So fun.
Yeah.
Which I did see the trailer for this movie. It's total clickbait.
What happened in the trailer?
So there's two different trailers. There's one that's like 3 minutes long, and apparently that's the full like actual theatrical one, and that's one has like a
3 minutes. That's the whole movie.
It's super long, yeah, and it's literally just the beginning part. It shows the people doing the pyramid and swimming, and there's a shark jump scare that got me really good.
Not in the movie.
No, not in the movie. I was waiting for it, and then it has a tagline: Jaws 3D, the third dimension is fear.
Is it that? That's
for the trailer.
I thought it was third dimension and terror. Oh, well.
Yeah, maybe it has both, but one of them is the third dimension is fear. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, and the reason we get Jaws 3 and D, it's because 3D was being kind of popularized at the time, and especially in third installment. So that's why we have Friday the 13th Part 3D and Amityville 3D. Amityville Horror and 3D, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Which I was like, Amityville has like 50 movies, but whatever.
And funny enough, there's a shot here that is in the third Jason movie too. The one with the crossbow. It's literally the same exact shit.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. They borrowed it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's water skiers. They're being blocked by the title, credits. We get SeaWorld orientation, job orientation people. There's an underwater sea kingdom that's being opened, which is underwater tunnels. It's a man-made lagoon with underwater tunnels. So you go under there and you see the ocean. You see
it's
fish.
Like $37 million. And $34 million. And I'm like, yo, that's so tiny. What is this? A lagoon for ants? That's a Zoolander joke.
Oh, because of the diorama?
Yeah. He does that with the museum. He's like, what is this? A museum for ants? Because he thinks that's the museum.
Okay, I've never seen it, so I don't know the joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, quiet.
I'm sorry. Do we have a button for crickets? But yeah, and then the skiers go into the park because this park is somehow connected to the ocean, which still makes no sense. I'm sorry, I know it's a movie, but I live here. It makes no sense.
I mean, was the water closer back then? And then we built buildings and they went away? I don't get it. What the fuck?
No, this movie takes place in the year 2075 when Florida's going under. So, of course, they make a whole canal that connects to the park now.
They predicted the future. SeaWorld's like, let's fuck these people that die. Let's just profit off this shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the shark follows the skiers into the park. We are introduced to Mr. Brochard, the CEO of SeaWorld. We're then introduced to Mike Brody because the whole thing is that I guess the shark fucked with the fence that closes for the park.
Yeah, he ran into it.
Yeah, and it won't close now. So Brody needs someone to fix it, but he said no overtime. And I was like, I get it.
Bro, for real. It's like, oh my God, bro.
I get it. So yeah, Mike Brody, played by Dennis Quaid. We meet Cindy and Sandy, who were actual SeaWorld dolphins. I know the real name of one of them was Capricorn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, they're cute. Yep. At first, I was like, are those animatronics? But no, they were fucking legit. Yeah.
So, and they might still be alive, and they're in Discovery Cove now.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
They might still be alive. I think one of them was captured in 1972.
Yeah. And what I'm saying that's cool. What I mean is that they're still alive. I know the whole SeaWorld problematic captivity. I totally get that. Don't support that.
Nope. We meet Kathy. She's with Shamu, played by I forgot her name already.
Well, Shamu, played by Shamu. Shamu was played by himself.
But Kathy actually learned to interact with the whales by the trainer Dan, who's a character in this movie by Dan, but he was an actual trainer at SeaWorld, so she got comfortable with the whale.
That's fucking crazy.
Train it. Yeah,
it was really
cool.
Weird. Like, oh, that's actually Shamu. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't green screen the whales too. Anyway, we meet Philip Fitzroyce, who is the Australian daddy photographer of the movie. and he is coming to see the underwater kingdom. Then Sean Brody shows up straight out of college or high school. He's graduated from something.
Yeah.
He's afraid of water, which is why he goes to school in Colorado, which is desert.
Damn. That's some fear that you can't even be near water.
Right.
Does he shower?
I mean, he was the little boy in Jaws too, and he was with Jackie, the screamer. So of course he's traumatized.
Yeah. He's traumatized. He's
more traumatized by Jackie than the shark.
He's traumatized to water and screaming white ladies.
Okay,
but he didn't know that he was next to some Academy Award winning. He missed out.
He sure did. So then we get Muscle Daddy Shelby fixing the fence with his muscles.
I love that he's a muscle man, but also he works hard.
Yeah, he works hard, and then he gets murdered, and we get an arm in 3D coming at the screen.
And then Carlos and I were like, "Oh my god, yo!"
I got sprayed a little bit, and I was like, damn. And I felt it. I was like, damn, he does work out. He works out real good. I was like, okay, Shelby.
He's even a slut in 3D. 3Ds, 3 dicks.
Hell yeah. Tres bichos.
More bichos.
So everyone's kind of chilling at the bar, the restaurant, whatever. They're hanging out. Charlene brings them beers, and Charlene is the girlfriend of Shelby. So she's like, "Where the fuck is Shelby at?" Because I haven't heard from him.
And she complained about overtime.
Right. Well, Mike's like, "Well, I told them no overtime, so he should be somewhere."
He's probably fucking someone else. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what Charlene thinks. That's exactly what Charlene thinks. So exactly. We all know he got eaten. Sean meets Kelly Ann. They're playing a game called, I think, Gladiator or something, where you push people, but if they lose their balance, they lose.
And I'm gonna say something. Kelly, there was a big man against her, and he fell, but he threw himself. And I was like, do you think he was trying to get something?
I think he lost, so he let me think if she's strong. So
oh my god, you're so strong.
But then she sees Sean and she's like, yum.
And then he starts romantically like, what's the game?
Right.
And she's like, oh, if you push me, you win a beer or whatever the fuck. And he fucking shoves her on the fucking ground.
Strong man. Then we get these two randos who sneak into the park to go into the lagoon to steal stuff from the lagoon.
Not needed
at all. But they get their ass eaten, and the shark hides.
Whoa! What kind of Jaws movie you were watching?
Brucetta, she freaky. So they are eaten, and then the shark hides the evidence by also eating the fucking boat.
So smart.
Or the raft, or what? It
was like a little raft. It was
the air
inflatable.
Ones.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Inflatable raft. I was like, wow.
Crazy arm hand. Yeah. Kelly and Sean go off and to hang out. They kind of she gets him in the water,
and she almost butt ass naked.
Yup. And then Mike is surprised that he's in the water, and then Kathy's like, "Well, the power of the pussy."
Yeah, she wanted to say that, but she said, "Don't underestimate the power."
And she finished it. We get here, we kind of get the backstory of the family, how they're afraid of water because of the past, the dad too. So originally they didn't want nothing to do with the Brodies in this movie.
Really?
It's not why. It's more like, why are they here?
It's true.
It's like, okay, but then they insisted on it because money.
You have to connect it to Jaws.
It's also the name.
Yeah,
it's money.
Of course.
That they're related to the original, whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't enough being in a whole different location.
They honestly could have been whole new characters.
They should have just said that this was in Amity, and they had a SeaWorld there.
Right.
Fuck it.
Also, according to Google, Brucetta, this shark, is the older sister of the other two. I don't know.
They got a whole ass family tree in the fucking wiki.
love that this whole franchise is Brodies versus the Sharks, and the Sharks are actually a family too.
It's called poetry.
It's kind of poetic, I guess, in a way. So then the next
we should make Jaws 5, and it's about the Brodies and the Bruces coming together and working as a family,
to kill the megalodon.
That's poetry.
Bro, that's fucking mind blowing.
The cycle of vengeance is in a circle, so that's why the Brodies and fucking Bruce are always fighting. And 5, they close that circle.
And then Brody and Bruce BB. Bro,
I think we should do it.
And then when you put two beasts together and you flip the other one over, it makes a butterfly. And a butterfly is life.
Is it life?
Bro. Bro.
Wait, I just thought about the title. Jaws 5. We are family.
The butterfly effect.
You know, I know this is amazing. We need to start. Don't copyright it. Hey, you listening, stop, write it down. This is ours.
So the next morning, everyone's going to work. Philip tries to flirt with Kathy, and she's
he rizzing her up.
But I get it. He hot.
He got a fancy lisp.
Yep,
that's why.
Yep. And she's like, low-key, I'm taken. So then Charlene comes over mad, throws a bag at Mike, talking about where's Shelby, and he's like, I don't know, he didn't show up for work.
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought he was at home drunk.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, everything's here, his credit cards, passport, he could have gone far. So they set on a mission to go into the lagoon and make sure that he's not dead.
It's sponsored by Ocean Gate. This was
the worst green screen in the world.
Oh, yeah, to the point where like once it's in the side profile, that shit disappears.
So yeah, they get into the small sub. They're exploring the lagoon, deep blue sea.
This movie is so fucking close to Deep Blue Sea. Is weird.
They have the underwater lab with the glass window. Yeah. And they're like, okay, we see you guys. Good job.
And it's like it flies across the screen.
They get to the fake pirate ship that they have at the bottom of the lagoon.
Ocean Gate.
There's a fake skeleton down there with a beanie, which I'm assuming is the beanie of the two divers that died the night before. And they don't question the beanie because it's like pirates don't wear beanies unless they're from New York. Like,
it's so fucking random. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
That's such a weird detail to put.
But
because when I saw those sleeves, I didn't think about like, wow, look at that beanie. I thought about, wow, I can't see shit. Like, what the fuck?
This movie's so stupid.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm right now rethinking this. My rating's going down.
No. It's that your rating's perfect because it's so stupid. It's fun. We should have gotten drunk like we said 2 years ago.
We were gonna get drunk. We did.
But I was like, no, I did research. I can't. Anyway, so the dolphins, Cindy and Sandy, seem kind of stressed out. They leave because these two get out of the sub and a shark attacks them. This shark just rams into the boat. Like, surprise, motherfucker.
He just throws himself.
It just torpedoes himself in the boat. And
oh my god.
They're chased by the shark, but they make it out. And then the whole plot or, consequence or whatever the fuck is that Philip, the photographer, the dilemma. He wants to hunt it and kill it. Kathy wants to keep it because it'll be the first ever shark at SeaWorld in captivity and anywhere in the world.
Yep.
But either way that what they do, it'll bring in money and it'll bring in media. And that's what the CEO cares about.
Yeah, this is the money. The plot of the movie was actually a lot bigger than you thought and a lot deeper, and people don't understand it. So the 11% should go up. It's because this is a movie about corporate greed and about how they take advantage of their employees and put them in dangerous situations. Mm-hmm. This is what the movie's about. Mm-hmm. It was actually very meta.
It's corporate America.
It's corporate America, the problem.
So the reason, so great whites, if you notice it, what she says is true. There's no great white. I mean, even in 83, they're not in captivity. Mm-hmm. They can't be in captivity. Other sharks, sure, but for some reason, great white sharks can't.
What
and the reason is, I did a lot of research for this episode. The main reason great whites struggle in captivity is because they are nomadic. Oh. They're used to traveling long distances, which not only allows them to breathe with ease, but the reason why great whites tend to get nasty injuries from bumping into their enclosures and glass walls.
What a fucking bitch.
Okay, not done. I know, and you hate them. Once great whites start to slow down or stop moving completely, they start struggling to breathe and inevitably weaken. What's more, because they're used to swimming freely and at great lengths in the wild, when in confined tanks, great whites start swimming into the walls of their enclosures and develop injuries.
It dies from anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I'm fucking let me out."
And then there's the pesky prey instinct of theirs. In 2011, after having a juvenile great white in captivity for 6 months, Monterey Bay Aquarium had no choice but to release it back into the wild because it killed 2 of its tank mates.
Holy shit.
Because
they become way more aggressive and then they just die.
I fucked that bitch up.
That shark show did, and they had to release it. They said, you motherfucker too dangerous. The same year, Monterey Bay ended its great white program in the aquarium and hasn't had one in captivity since.
Wow. Thank God.
Yeah, and then the people, I guess, were actually noticing the injuries on the sharks and stuff, so they were complaining.
Wow.
And then at the time, a guy named by John Hewich, Monterey Bay's director of husbandry operations, insisted that the aquarium had inspired ocean conservation by keeping great white sharks in captivity. So their mission was to kind of have them in captivity, so people that watch movies like this and think that great whites are murderous know that they're actually not, and they're like a wonderful creature. People like you.
Yeah, but they still murdered people.
Okay.
So like
because they think they're seals.
So I don't know about that.
Never hetero. So
wait,
yeah.
is hating sharks homophobic?
Yes, they're fabulous.
Okay.
You're down.
Oh God, I have to apologize now.
So yeah, his plan was to basically
like, hey,
see them face to face.
I got you.
They're just magnificent creatures that live in the ocean. They're not. They're dangerous, but not dangerous. Also, why are you in the ocean? It's not infested by sharks.
Exactly.
They live there.
We're in their home.
You're infesting the
which
ocean.
is true, and that's true. I don't fuck with the ocean. So,
So, let me see. Where was I? So then he says, we feel like white sharks face significant threats out in the wild, and our ability to bring awareness to that is significantly in terms of encouraging people to become ocean stewards. So basically encouraging people to keep the ocean safe.
Yeah, for real.
Clean.
Or clean, yeah.
A white shark was most recently kept in captivity in Japanese aquarium back in 2016, but died after 3 days.
Jesus.
The animal didn't feed once after being put in the tank, and although it appeared to be doing well at first, the shark weakened, sank to the bottom of the tank. So,
oh my God.
And that is why great white sharks cannot be in captivity, because they are very active sharks and they're always moving.
Damn. Well, I mean, at least we know now not to fucking captivate them.
Yep. So, back to the movie.
I wonder, like, what if, like, that'd be so creepy going to an aquarium and seeing that big ass fucking shark. Like,
well, I know the one in Atlanta has whale sharks, and those are huge.
That's interesting.
But it's like these guys.
It's because they move so like you said, nomadic. So like I understand now that that's the problem. That's the main cause.
They have to always move.
It's not like I thought it was like turtles. You know how like they grow depending on like their tank or whatever. I thought that's what it was. That like they overgrow their tank, so it's like they just die because they can't be there.
But apparently Kathy doesn't know this. It's also 83.
Yeah, I wonder if they didn't discover it back
also,
then.
Philip just wants to go conflict to murder. And like, bro, fucker, the ocean is over there. Just open the gate and let it out.
Apparently.
Right, apparently. Like Kathy, I get it. It's 83. They probably don't know. They don't know this yet. They're still studying it.
She'll find out.
I'm assuming. She's going to fuck around and find out. Philip, murder. Motherfucker, open the gate. Let it out. Just let it out.
No.
You don't
murder.
Like, fuck. People, y'all. Like, people are the worst.
Like, there's a spectrum, guys. Like, come on.
So yeah, the mission. So they end up catching the shark.
Yeah, in which Kathy starts wearing chainmail. I don't know fucking why.
Yeah.
Because first of all, chainmail's pretty heavy. She could have sank down like a fucking rock. And also, chainmail's for slashing. She's like, "Oh, protect me from the bites."
Not for stabbing pressure bites.
Yeah, it's still gonna fucking get you.
So they end up capturing the baby. It's a baby. And they're keeping it. They're giving it air. Also, now that I read that article, the shark's just in a tank, not moving. So it's kind of like,
I was like, that's a small tank.
I'm just assuming in 83 they didn't know these things. So It's the big day it's the next day. It's the big grand opening of the underwater kingdom thing that they built.
I just realized this whole movie is a commercial to SeaWorld. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because this whole scene looks like, look at all the things you can do at SeaWorld.
Yeah, it's also a promotional. This is also the prototype for Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
This is why I'm wearing my shirt.
That's so funny. That's so true.
So yeah, then the CEO Calvin, he's like, we have the Great White. It'll bring in more money. We're already making 3 times because of the underwater kingdom.
Yep.
Just put the shark out in display.
Corporate greed.
Yeah. So they do that. Kathy finds out. She's like, what the fuck? And the shark dies.
Literally, the shark's just swimming. It flips upside down.
And I feel kind of bad because it's actually kind of cute. It's a fake shark, but it's kind of cute, and it's little cute. And it's a baby, and it's like, aw.
It has like pop vinyl eyes too,
right?
But yeah, it dies in front of everyone, and she jumps into the water. It's a whole dilemma that's happening right now.
Yep. So while we're in the underwater sea kingdom, the body of Muscle Daddy appears through a window, like supposed to be the jump scare of the first movie.
It's like a jump scare of fucking
but then the teenage girls are like, ah! And then some guy just pushes one of the girls through the window and just has her face on the window as this body's in front of her. It's like, wow, rude.
That girl traumatized for life.
Yeah.
She is not the same after this.
Yeah. So the Kathy and Mike examine the body. They see that it's very eaten the fuck up.
Yeah, because he's like, damn, that is what is his last name?
Shark attack?
No, that's him. Like that, they wanted to see if it
Shelby.
was actually him.
Shelby, the Muscle Daddy.
Shelby, yes.
Yeah.
So it's Shelby, and she goes, "Oh, I know what happened," and you see it all. Like just half of his body's eaten.
The body makes no sense. There's no way a shark can skin a body.
No, and also he was in the water. I'm assuming for a week at least. It was days.
No, because no, it's like okay. So like he dies. Okay, hold on. I know the timeline. He dies one night, right? The night of the bar, he dies.
Yeah,
because that's the night. The next day, Charlene is looking for him.
Yeah.
They don't find him, but they find a baby shark. That night they catch this baby shark.
Yeah. Oh, that night. That's
the same one day. Then the next morning is the grand opening.
And then they
release the shark.
Damn, it's like fast. It's like,
yeah, so it's in 2 days they find him.
Okay, granted. I was gonna say it felt like a lot of time passed. It's just the movie is really slow, so nothing happens. So it feels like fucking
we're
a
almost
week.
done.
Yeah, I know. We're cutting so much fat from this movie
because there's nothing happening.
Yeah, because I was like, that body would have been like so fucking disgusting underwater.
So, then they go to tell Calvin the body. We mentioned the bite radius, which is always a thing in these movies. The bite radius in the first one. The second one is the killer whale.
Yep.
Now it's Shelby, the muscle man. And they're like, the bite radius was this big. And then the Australian guy, Philip, he was like, oh shit, that's like a 35-foot shark. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And as this is happening, of course, Mama wakes up from her bed rest of giving birth.
She was sunbathing.
She was bed resting.
Yeah, she was bed resting.
And for some reason, everyone freaks out in the restaurant. I'm like, y'all are fine. You're in a restaurant.
They see it and they're like, wow, look at that. But I guess if it's that fucking big, I'd be like,
I'd be like, oh, damn, that's cool. Y'all caught that shit?
Damn, maybe sure you tipped them. Tipped them really well because that's a good show.
So stupid. It's like drama. It's like, it's not a fucking T-Rex that's going to come at you. It's just a shark and you're in a restaurant. You're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are y'all freaking out?
But the shark looks so fucking scary. Like in shadow, it's so crazy. I'm sorry, but I literally couldn't see. I was literally like this. I can't. That was so fucking crazy. Okay, don't be laughing because then you watch a movie with a creepy doll. Oh my god, I can't sleep today.
That's different.
No.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Change distraction.
So, yeah, Mama awakens. She shows herself. Everyone's like, oh shit, there's a big ass shark now in the park. Because the whole thing is like, okay, so Calvin thinks that the baby swam through. That's the baby. The Kathy, she's like, no. It was born inside the park, which means the mom is inside the park.
Yep.
It's so dramatic.
It's like a plot twist.
Right.
This part is supposed to be like, oh shit.
So we forgot to mention her dramatic acting when she sees the body and she's like with her hands up like.
Oh yeah, she's like
her hands are like up in the air and she's like, oh my god.
Maybe she was measuring.
That dick is huge.
Did you suck his cock?
Honestly, dead man, I don't know. How big is it?
She was showing you this big.
a 35-footer.
It's like New Girl. It's like New Girl. How big of his dick? Tell me to stop. Okay, this is crazy. I'm gonna try again. No way. There's no way. There's no way.
So chaos ensues all over the park.
They're
It's
telling,
very
screaming
dramatic.
at everybody.
Mind you, if you just keep your ass out of the water and not in the lagoon, you will be fine. Like, you will be fine.
The drunk people at the bar. And that's crazy.
Yeah. So that was me and Jonathan. We're just like, what?
What's
There's a shark?
happening?
I mean, I'm not in the
They're
water,
like,
so
get out.
I'm fine.
There's a shark. We're like, okay.
Okay, and then first of all, there's a little beach at the lagoon. They're trying to get the people out of the water.
Yeah, and there's a problematic scene.
And then I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing because I was like, maybe I'm just hearing things.
Yeah, like,
but then you heard it.
I heard it because there's this one man and he bumps up to him. And he's drinking something, so he spills it. And he turns around to punch him, and he goes, "Oh my god, you freaking
faggot!" And
I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
did I just hear that?
You hear that in Jaws 3. So fast forward to the part where everyone's freaking out that there's a shark in the park, and the beach scene where like they're trying to get everyone out the beach.
Yeah,
and there's a guy that falls, and he goes to punch the other guy that's trying to help him. You hear the F word, and I was like,
and it's like really,
it's
quiet.
really subtle,
and it's not subtitled either. That makes me think that was the word that they used.
That it wasn't in the script, and some extra just yelled it.
Dude, that's fucking crazy to do that.
Yeah,
like on set.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild. And it's really offensive also because this SeaWorld is very prideful.
There's flags everywhere.
There's fucking.
I love it.
Pride flags everywhere. Alleged the CEO is also might be.
He
a
might
little
be,
gay.
yeah, because there's a line that's like, let's not mention his colorful past. And then when we first are introduced to him, the first thing you see to his left is it's like banners, but they're rainbow banners.
Yeah, exactly. It's like nobody knows yet, but when they find out, you know what they're gonna say. Soundbite. He might be gay, but when everyone finds out, they're gonna say,
"Oh, you okay?"
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's just funny how like in the 80s, like rainbow was it's very color. Everything was very happy, very colorful.
It probably doesn't mean anything.
Right now. And then it's like now you see a rainbow and it's like murder them. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, for real.
Whoa, relax.
Yeah, exactly. It's in Orlando too, so
Florida.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Shameful.
it. Right. So then the shark, so then everyone's chaos
ensues. The CEO
ensues.
closes the park.
Yeah, Kelly's attacked. Kelly Ann, she's attacked by the shark. The shark doesn't eat her for some reason. The shark doesn't kill anyone.
Out of everyone in the park, she bites one person.
Bites, not even eats. And then it's like not even the skiers. No one gets eaten. Nope. I was like, missed opportunity.
Yeah, they could have. This shark could have gone crazy on a feast.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So the shark then attacks the underwater sea kingdom. People get trapped in there because
this $34 million thing gets bumped once and everyone dies.
Yeah, it starts filling up with water. And now we got news media coverage, which is what the CEO wanted. Not the best one, but he still got it.
That's what what they say. Be careful what you wish for.
Right. And then we're going to. The plan is to seal the tunnel so they can get the people out of the underwater sea kingdom because they're sealed now in a room where it's not filling up anymore.
Yeah, which is, I mean, they're freaking out, and I would be freaking out too. But it's because it's a scary situation. Right, but at least they're safe for right now.
Right. So then they trap the shark inside of this cage thing. Brody goes to fix the tunnel. Then Philip gets eaten by the shark because he uses himself as bait.
Yeah.
Then Kathy goes to help Mike because he needs back of the head eyes, and she's gonna be that for him.
Yeah, but I will say that when they Fritz, cool shot. Like the fucking camera's like inside really of the stomach.
Yeah, because he's inside of the shark. Well,
inside of the shark. Yeah,
the shark doesn't. The shark doesn't bite, so he just slides into the mouth, and he's just in the mouth. But eventually, it starts to crush him.
It is so cool. I was like, wow, that's a really nice shot. Like
and that's how big this damn shark is.
The whole film crew would fit in there.
Right. So then the shark manages to escape. It goes to attack Mike and Kathy, but then they're saved by the dolphins, Cindy and Sandy.
Yep.
Cindy and Sandy.
It's like it's like this Jurassic World. They're the Velociraptors.
Seriously,
that's pretty cool.
Wow. This movie opened the doors for a lot of other movies.
Oh hell yeah.
Then the shark head, they get to the control room.
And this is the classic scene.
They're saved, but then they look over to the window and they're like, "What's that?"
Oh my god!
And it's just swimming up to the window
with wires sticking out.
Yeah.
You still see them.
And then it bumps into the glass, and then the glass shatters on the screen
On 3D, so you get stabbed.
And then it fills up with water, and then the CEO saves the one of the workers, but then the other worker gets eaten.
His nephew.
Yep, apparently. And then because he calls him nephew, so I'm assuming. And then after he eats this guy, we see that Philip is still sticking out of the mouth, and we're like, "Whoa, this makes no sense." No,
you just ate a whole ass person.
He's also still holding the grenade, like he didn't let go of it.
He's like dead, like this.
He's
Here,
like,
take this.
Take the grenade. So Mike and Kathy, they pull on the grenade handle thing, and the shark blows up in 3D, and we get the jaws on the screen, like literal jaws. And then Mike and Kathy resurface. The dolphins are fine; they didn't get eaten.
And it's like beautiful sunsets.
Yep. And then the freeze frame.
Yeah, the dolphins are flying in green screen, and then freeze frame.
Yep. For too long.
Freeze frame.
They're like, no, they go. Yeah.
With Jackson.
Yeah. And that's Jaws 3D.
Wow. Finally. I love that the presentation was probably longer than that and more interesting.
We started the presentation 20 minutes. We did this for 30 minutes.
Ah, damn. What a shame. Anyways.
So Jaws 3D. So, now on the episode, we like to rate and write our own reviews for the movie.
Of course. So you want to start with yours?
Yeah. So I gave this movie a 2-star with a heart.
Okay.
Because,
with a heart.
There's something nostalgic. I know I make fun of it and it's not great, but there's something nostalgic about this Jaws franchise that I grew up watching it.
Yeah.
It was always on television, especially during the summer. So it's a little nostalgia for me, even though they're horrible. The sequels.
No, I feel you. It's like you remember it having such a good memory.
Yeah.
So seeing it as an adult is a different perspective.
And as kids, they're fun.
Exactly.
So my review goes as this: a mother shark was just minding her business to give birth and gives birth and wants the best for her baby shark. But no, humans were like captivity and murder. Ooh. The documentary Blackfish had a point. Also, movies like Deep Blue Sea and Jurassic World said, "Hold my beer, we can do this better." And they did. But young Dennis Quaid is handsome. Yes,
true. And still very handsome. But that's a good review. I also gave it a 2.
Yeah.
I give it a 2. I do think I mean my review is very it's a joke one, but I can be more nuanced later. So this movie is about 99 minutes, so I said this film is 99 minutes too long. This movie, in more nuanced way, this movie feels like it's almost over, and it just keeps going. And it keeps going.
It's funny how the climax is just save the people on the underwater kingdom, but be careful, there's a shark.
Yeah, and it's like, that's about it.
It's not let's get the shark murdered.
Yeah.
No. Or open the gate and let it out into the ocean. Just open the gate. Let it out.
No, murder.
Kill
it.
They forget about this whole gate connected to the ocean because guess what? It's not a real gate. Not in Orlando.
That's true. Where's it going? Where's it going?
The Okeechobee River? What the fuck are we doing?
Lake Underhill. It's gonna go to Lake Underhill. But I do love. So you know what's funny? It's that she wants to save it, but he wants to kill it. It's like the angel and the devil.
Yeah.
Mr. Fritz wears red. She wears blue. Good, evil. It's deep.
It's very deep.
Deep.
They could have just opened the gate and baited it out into the ocean.
Yeah, they could have
and just let it live. It's not like it was murdering people on purpose.
Yeah,
people were in the water and it was just doing this shark thing. Also, she was just trying to find a fucking place to nest and give birth to her baby, do some resting, and then they both leave happily ever after. But no, y'all just decided to grab the baby, murder it, and then murder her. She was just trying to live in peace after her fucking brother and sister were murdered.
That's true. It's a cycle of vengeance. It needs to close
with
our Jaws 5.
Vengeance will come next year.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for that movie because I know that movie's ridiculous.
We could record it now and just save it till next year.
It's like a whole different set. It's like a whole different thing. That's so funny. But daddy of the movie, can we say? I think
Mike Brody.
Mm-hmm. He's a handsome man. gave birth to well, he didn't give birth, but helped with the birth of.
He's also very thin and.
God damn. Yeah. Jesus.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But, he's a handsome man. Mr. Fritz had a close second. And then there's no really kills in this movie. Like there's
no kills at all. If you think, there's two.
There's like two, but
the two people that were not even that were just going into SeaWorld to steal stuff.
Yeah, I would say though.
And Muscle Daddy,
Mr. Fritz. I'd say that's the one.
Fitz.
Or Fitz.
It's Fitzroy.
Oh yeah,
Philip Fitzroy.
Fitzroy. Yeah. So Fitz, I would say his because of the shot of inside the stomach.
Yeah, I agree. That's the coolest. Inside of the mouth, but yes, that's a very cool shot because you see it from his point of view of the mouth.
Yeah, and that's fucking
like
cool.
The coolest thing in the movie.
Yeah, but that's about it. There's really nothing else. No one. The other girl, Kathy, right? Kathy doesn't die. Kellyanne, yeah. She doesn't die, and it's just Muscle Man. Yeah, at least she could have died. But
I'm like, why are we saving people? They're not even that interesting in this movie. Like, what are we doing?
They didn't have the budget. SeaWorld was like, oh, that's going to contaminate our water, and we don't want to put, fake blood.
It wasn't even in SeaWorld. Like, we're not,
whatever.
That lagoon does not exist here. For those of you that don't know, the lagoon is not a real place.
That's not a real place. That doesn't exist. From the movie, you can tell that's all green screened. So
that too.
Yeah.
But that's Jaws 3.
Yep. So are we going to tease the next one?
Yeah, we sure are.
Oh, shit.
On the next episode of the Horror Daddies, join John and Carlos as they're just minding their business in the city. But wait, there's an under sewer alligator, and it's a giant one. So join us next week for 1980s Alligator. Ooh. Will Carlos finally say we left Florida just to find more gators? And will John now be afraid of gators and not sharks? Find out next week on the next episode of The Horror Daddies. And remember,
stay spooky and stay sexy.
See you in your dreams. Mwah.
Horror Daddies.